As those of you who are familiar with my work, first of all, it's formal. It's, I hate naturalism. Since the very beginning, all of my work in the theater and elsewhere deals with the classics, classical construction. And a formal theater is what you feel deep inside is what's most important. And if you trust that, that is your expression. I touch the glass table, and it's cool. I touch my forehead, and it's warmer. That's truth. And I feel it. And that is my expression. A formal theater also allows you to be outwardly expressive at certain moments.
Ivan the Terrible is so terrible, and we know that he's acting evil.
So in a formal theater, there's a certain distance from what you're saying, what you're doing, that gives a space for reflection. My work in the theater from the beginning, and still now 50-something years of working in the theater, deals with stillness and the movement that we've become aware of in stillness. Ezra Pound said when he was in Pisa, and the fourth dimension is stillness and the power over wild beast. And if we're aware of the movement and stillness, when we move outwardly, a line will continue. And if we're aware of the sounds in silence, if we begin to conduct an orchestra, we begin to sing. If we begin to speak, and we stop speaking and continue speaking, it's all one line because there's always sound. And it's this continuous line that is so difficult to maintain. For my work, the training of singers, of actors, is almost in all cases wrong, especially in our Western schools of music and theater. True emotion is here, not here. It has to start here. Go to the opera tonight. Go to the theater tonight. It'll be here. 99% of the people on stage are here. It's not. It's false. It should start here. Drama 101 starts with learning to stand on a stage. In 50-something years of working in the theater, I can count on these two hands the number of people that I've met that can stand on a stage. There's no training for it. You have to learn it. You have to learn to stand by standing. You can't talk about it. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. Years ago, just after 9/11. I did Winterreise in Paris with Jessie Norman. And she called me in the morning, this is 3 or 4 days after 9/11, she said, I can't sing tonight. I said, Jessie, this is the time we must hear your voice. And she called at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, she said, okay, I'm going to try. There are 24 songs in the cycle of Schubert's Winterreise, and after the 3rd or 4th song, she began to cry. And after 4 or 5 minutes, she stopped crying. And then she stood 10 minutes. And the audience began to weep. What she felt so deep inside of her was so strong and so powerful and more beautiful than when she sang. The lady could stand on a stage. Wow. How many can do that? This work is difficult to do in many ways and is very different from the Verdi I did here last time, Macbeth. It's an opera that takes place at night. Every scene is at night. I take this cell phone, put it against this microphone, this black object against this black object. That's one thing. But as soon as I take this white tissue against the black will be blacker because of the light. So what's very important in this journey through the night is the light. What you see on stage is a kind of prison of the mind. What we see with the singers is a kind of prison of mind. It's a space that's all enclosed, with many windows that open and close, and many doors that open and close, but in some ways no way out. I agree with the maestro, if I understood correctly. You can't express anything. You can't express music. You can't express the text, but you can feel it. And that's what's most important. You have two casts, and they execute the same movements, the same gestures, but they're completely different because what they feel is personal. In 55 years of working in the theater, I have never once told a singer or an actor what to think. They're given a very strict form, but it's what they feel in the form that is important. The form is not important. All of the patterns, the singers, the placement, are classical structure. One here, one there. 3 here, 2 here, 1 here. The reason to work in the theater is to ask questions. That is to say, what is it? And if you know what it is that you're saying, or what it is that you're doing, there's no reason to do it. The reason to work is to say, what is it? What am I saying? What am I doing? Then there's space for reflection. There's space for a dialogue. with the public, with yourself, with your partners. Thank you.